Howdy, it's me, the slightly less manic Mark, the new non-manic Mark, slightly less manic than coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Arctic Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And today's record day. It's been 2 weeks, but I finally got a few records here to share. So I went to Half Price Books, and like I said, it used to be 49 cents in the discount bin, and then suddenly it was 50 cents, and then suddenly, right on the heels of the 50 cents, they've been sneaking in these $1 records, which have always been 49 cents previously, now 50 cents, but $1 now. They're going crazy at Half Price Books, and I bet if you took records in, you'd take 7,000 records, they would still give you $7 for them. They're probably not improving stock, that's just my guess. I found a really cool spy music record there, but oh, it was so horrible I had to leave it. The disc was so beat to crap. It was amazing that it was still inside the cover. Alright, so I left it in. It was $1. What the hell? Half Price Books. I'm going to call you full price books from now on. And then some of the records that are in the expensive bin are not half priced, anywhere near half priced. I need to complain about things that cost money, because I'm going to talk about something. The story for today is the truck came in. Yay! Finally, the truck I ordered came in. 7 weeks it took about to get here. When I went to the dealer to pick it up, it had 2 miles on the odometer. It's fabulous. Just came right off the assembly line, right onto the truck, right to the dealer. The dealer drove it to get some gas in it. 2 miles. Hard to believe. When I looked at the truck originally, there was one on the lot, but it was promised to somebody, and since it's 8 weeks, you know, I mean, they aren't sitting on the lot if it takes that long to have one built. And it wasn't anything special. It was just a standard. Here's a photograph of it. Toyota. Sadly, I got rid of the Dodge, so now I got the Toyota Tacoma. It's the 6-cylinder, the larger 6-cylinder engine. 4x4 access cab, which means there are 2 doors open. There's your regular door, and then there's like a smaller door, and it's a suicide door, which is great for opening and getting the little weird back seat where nobody would ever sit. Even the guy showing me, the sales guy's like, nobody's going to sit in here. This is nuts. And I said, well, a little cushy platform, I'll put my tool bag in there. It'll be sweet for that. So I like that. But anyway, where was I going? So there were, I got the full, so I just ordered a truck without even driving a damn thing, you know, one of them. So I ordered a truck, because a Toyota, I'm like, oh, this is going to be pretty safe. I just had to give up because, all the research and everything I did, I just had to, like, bite the bullet and oh my God. Anyway, so I'm going to have to write a personal check when I go in, and I know this is not going to be good because it's such a huge number. I can't possibly fit it on in that little space to give you on your check, in your checkbook, right? So we go through the whole thing. It's called insurance agency, and there's these papers, and then you go into the finance office, and there's 1,000 more papers to sign. All right, so he says now it's. Then they tried to sell me the Mop and Glow, which was the wax and the rust protected. And I said, no, I don't. It's already like way over my budget here anyway. And then you go, and then they try to sell you extra warranties. I mean, they started with the cheapest one at first. I'm like, no. And he started to point out the next higher one. I said, I'm on a budget, you know. So he just flipped it over and said, sign here, waiver, waives. I don't know. So, but the standard warranty seems pretty good, you know. Unless right at 2 years, you left the computer. There's 1 million computers. Everything's electronic. That's what I got to point out. Everything in it is there's nothing mechanical except I think the door latch is still mechanical. All right, and the hinge where you open up to put the gas in, and the little screw cap, those are still mechanical. But everything else is all computerized and wired. And there's a backup camera. I didn't even know it. There's a backup camera, and I poo-pooed the backup camera on the Chevy, much to the chagrin of the poor young man that's trying to sell me the Chevy at the Chevy dealership. But now that I've had it for a couple of days, I can see where I'm going to be much less likely to run over a small child in the parking lot at the gym I go work out at with the backup camera. It's going to be a challenge to get used to. And on parallel parking, you know, I'm really good at that, but it's going to be interesting to see if I can, because I think this truck's a little bit, even though it's a 6-cylinder, it's still got a full-size bed. Anyway, so get to the funny part. All right, so I go into the financial officer, and he has me sign. There's like, it's all this paperwork. And we get to writing the check, and I write the check, and I hand it to him, and he goes, "Well, Mark, it's been a long time since you wrote a check, hasn't it?" And what? What's wrong? And he showed it to me, and I wrote the damn number on the wrong line. The line where I'm supposed to write the dealer's name, didn't even bother with that. Wrote the number in there, and then I didn't even write the number, the numerical form of the number, in a little number box. I was so freaked out by the whole process. It was unbelievable. So I had to write him a check again. So, and I noticed the number somehow in my head, but I forgot to bring the paper. It was different. I'm thinking, that seems a little higher, but I forgot to bring the number on my piece of paper, so I'm like, oh, well, Jesus. Anyway. So then we go out, and the sales guy, not the financial guy, but the sales guy is going through all the things, pushing buttons and showing me, you know, everything. And he wants to get out because he wants to take his kid to go buy some Transformer toy for his birthday. He's not even supposed to be in on Fridays, and he's there. So he points that out first thing. I wasn't even supposed to be here. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And then I said, what would you be doing today? You know, I'm going to take the kid out to buy this Transformer. They're very expensive. So he talked a little bit. Then I would try to interject something about my life. He would, like, his face would glass over, and he would get up and check, like, what's taking so much time? But that's all right. He was young. I understand that. So when I'm sitting in the truck, and the financial officer knocks on the window, I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like, oh, Jesus, what's wrong? You know, they called the credit union, and there's no money. I put something in the wrong account, or this is gonna be really embarrassing. I'm not gonna be able to take the truck home. And he's like, hey, you put a deposit down to this truck, didn't you? And I said, well, yeah. And he goes, well, I didn't take that off. So would you like to write the check over again? And I just burst out laughing. I said, no. We could mail you one. I said, that would be good. Just mail me a check. That was kind of an honest thing to do, I guess, at a dealership. So anyway, apparently they're going to mail me my deposit back because anyway, we'll see. I'll see how long that takes. Okay. Maybe another story will come up. Oh, there is another story. So, I didn't drive I've had driven manual transmissions since the 70s. So, well, I had early 80s. When did I? This is 1986. Back, that's when I started driving a manual, like in 85, I think, somewhere in there. Manuals. Learned how to drive a stick on a 51 Chevy that I bought. Anyway. So this is an automatic. I'm talking to an automatic by the dealer and my wife, who says, "You're getting older now. You want to sit in traffic, and you got that clutch thing." And even the other day when I went to did I talk about Burlington Antique Show? Did I talk about being stuck in traffic for over an hour on the clutch on my Jeep? I'm like, you know, I said, well, okay, the automatic. Looking forward to that. But even with all that said, and I understand the logic behind buying an automatic, I only got 40 miles on the truck now, so I'm still trying to come to terms with the automatic transmission, which just seems to shift up and down, like it's just shifting. It shifts more. I'm sure it's shifting just perfectly the way it should, but compared to me driving the standard, my stick, it's a different. All right. And I just feel cocooned in the whole thing. I don't feel like I'm a part of the truck. I'm not shifting. I'm in there. You know, there's climate control, and there's you can watch where you're going on the road on the TV screen, punch, look for the weather. So in addition to people talking on the phone, they're punching the TV screen at the same time, and that's why there's so many accidents and people are out of their minds. I'm not. And so he tries to show me the cell phone thing. Oh, you can put your cell phone right here and it will charge. This is a charging platform. You just throw the cell phone in. I'm like, well, I got the flip phone, the little flip phone with the big numbers for old people from Consumer Cellular. He's like, oh, well, it's probably not going to work. And my wife says, oh, no, it'll work. You can plug it in. But I'm not, just things that I just won't use. I'm sure I won't use. But there's some interest in just pushing everything and looking at it. Go on to something else. Okay, so then I go to Meijer's to do my grocery shopping, and of course, because it's a new truck, and it's only got at that point like 7 miles on it, I park all the way in the next county in another parking lot, Meijer's parking lot, that's closed down, and there's no cars in the lot, and I walk 20 miles to the Meijer's I'm going to shop at, because I don't want anybody to like get close to the truck and scratch it on the first day. That would just be a shame. So then, driving home, drove to the gym this morning, and like, I just back up and no, it's too big. I can't just these small spaces. So I go somewhere away and I pull in where I know I can. Anyway, it's going to take some getting used to on that account. And it's the Dodge had a V8 in it, and this is the bigger 6-cylinder, but nonetheless you can tell a difference in power from a V8 to a V6. But I just had to go. This is boring. You didn't even do Underpants Pat and the Time Machine and Lance Armstrong or Lance Dirksen, Dirk Lansson of the British Expeditionary Force and the Time Machine. I have to postpone that feature for another video, because it's a huge video just droning on and on about it. But that's the other observation I wanted to make, is that, and I don't know how you are, but the only time I have ever looked at cars on the road is when I'm interested in, is when I need a new vehicle to drive, which has been since 1988 basically. So I've been looking at trucks and everything, trying to figure out models and all that. And so I've gotten the mindset where, you sort of look at cars. But for years I didn't bother looking at any car, So if you're buying a car to impress somebody, it doesn't work on everybody. It doesn't work on me. So, so if I'm, not here to impress anyone with my truck, because it's just a truck. But I must say, just from the standpoint of having something new that you can depend on and drive, it's exciting and it's fun. So that's why I'm doing this. It's not like, well, because it doesn't matter. None of that. I'm impressed if I would see an army tank on the road. I would be, hey, when they go by with the AMRAP on the flatbed trailer, I'm like, oh yeah. So I guess I am impressed, but not by the common types of vehicles, or even these trucks, frankly. But that leads me to my next observation. This is great. I can take up a lot more time before I get to the records, the exciting part of the video that everybody turns off, which is the records. All right, and that is what was it? That was going to be an important thought too. And now see, yoga. I went and did yoga, and for the rest of the day I'm going to be worthless, because yoga was really hard today. That's some Finland instructor that made us do nothing but those fancy yoga push-ups all the way through the class. Like, I was sweating, which I don't do doing yoga usually, but I was like, wow. Anyway, what the fuck? Hey, I'm back. The new, slightly less manic Mark finally collected his thoughts, and I'm back. Is that since I don't look at cars, I don't care about other cars or trucks or what anybody's driving. I'm not impressed by any of it. However, so therefore, and since I'm always bitching about form over function rather than function over form, but I must say I've had this moment with this whole buying process where, in fact, I didn't care for Dodge and Chevy styling, and I liked the Fords, couldn't afford it, but the Toyota styling just really, there was something about the way the truck appears, styles, that it just felt right to me. So there I was like impressed over the form rather than the function of the truck, which I'm just basically putting my faith in Toyota that it will perform for me. Okay, now, it's also serious and dry. But what the hell is my video? Here we go. Records. This was $1. I normally wouldn't want to pay $1 for this record, but it has a nice, fun cover. It's a compilation record from Tops. Tops with the cheesecakey model on the front. A collection. You've got all the full color covers down here. Some of which I have. Some of which I don't. Anyway, it was just it should be red. They didn't press it on red vinyl. If they did, it didn't come in. All right, the next thing, also $1. Dang you, half price books. It's Shirley Bassey. Never, never, never. I love Shirley's the quality of her voice. So I picked this up having no idea what to expect out of it. It's a gatefold. Oh, there's a giant picture of Shirley on the inside. Look at her. She goes from one side to the other there. A little cheesecakey photograph of Shirley Bassey. This was 50 cents, so I picked it up. It's Caterina Valentes. Did I get that right? Probably not. And Werner Müller, with the Werner Müller Orchestra, doing her greatest hits. It's her greatest hits. I just noticed on the back, it's interesting that whoever owned the album at one point had a red pen and colored her lips in red on the back. Every picture of her, she has red lips. That's just great. Speaking of eBay, so I'm selling records on eBay now. Like, I've got so many. I just don't know if I can ever get them all on eBay at any time. There's so many that I don't want in the collection that it broke down and so all I've got is a stack this big. But so I get an order for 3 records last night, right? So instead of the seller or the buyer who has 0, they're brand new, and I thought I had something clicked where newbie buyers couldn't take up my time. Apparently not anymore. So they buy 3 records individually, right? And they pay me for each one. Then they send me a message that I need to refund the shipping to meet my terms, which is $4.50 an album thereafter. Generally covers the shipping charges. All right. So, and then they tell me what I should be refunding them, and it's not the correct amount. They've added, subtracted wrong. All right, so I go back and refund what they should be getting back, and I send them an email and explain everything, and then I explain to them that, in very cheerful terms, that they should use the shopping cart, put everything in there, then pay for it. Then there's 2 ways, you know, you just pay for it. It does it automatically if the seller sets it up right, and or you can request a total. And that's fine too. Anyway, so then I print out the shipping label, and it's like, there's no last name. It's like this name and an initial or a letter for the last name. Like, what the hell? Let's go into Spokane. And I said, what in the hell is your last name? I didn't get any response from them, so their damn package is out the door. I hope they get it. eBay, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. Also in the 50-cent bin for $1, this Chico Hamilton jazz album on Jazz Pacific Jazz Milestone series. It's also a gatefold, but there's no cheesecake photo of Chico Hamilton on the inside. That's sad. And they could only afford 1 photograph, so what are we going to do, Mr. Designer? You only have 1 photograph in this kind of square. Oh my God. Well, since it's a jazz album, the jazz people will think it's cool if I just invert the positive to a negative, or print the negative along with the positive. I think this was a 50 cents, can't remember. There's some seam splits in the cover, but I don't have this one, this Mundo Ross. Dancing with Ross. Sambas and rumbas and all sorts of good stuff on here. I hope he sings something. Generally, Mundo will sing 1 or 2 songs, at least as far as I can recall, some of the albums I've collected of his. And he's got a real interesting voice in that it's almost flat in instances. But it's just almost, and it just has a really interesting sound to it, unique sound. It's the Elgart Touch. The Elgart stuff, you know, kind of big band, sort of swingy. But in this case, with the photograph with the guitar in the middle, something's going on. I don't know. So I picked it up. I'm sure it'll be fun. I've got this one, but I don't know if I've got it in full dimensional sound. Jackie Gleason and Aphrodisia. It's a sort of a Jackie's Exotica mood. But the way he does it, it's strictly orchestrated. A good album, as I remember. And that may be a better copy than what I've got. I don't know. This one came from the antique show Burlington. Okay, so I didn't talk about Burlington. That's right. So the first Burlington Antique Show, which is the big antique show here in the area, generally it's kind of an exciting event. The first one in the year, you expect a lot of good stuff to be there. So it's a nice day. I decide to go. I take the Jeep with the top off, the green Jeep, the 88. I get out. They open the gate. They open the gates early. You pay $5, but at 9 o'clock it's $3, and I'm not going to look for anything super special, right? So if I get there at 9, that's fine. I get there. The line is all the way from the fairgrounds down this road, comes out of the main road, 2 lights down, and there I stop. It took me, and I'm not kidding, 50 minutes to get into the gate at the fairgrounds. 50 minutes on the clutch, which proved to me, convinced me that an automatic, anyway, go on. So, and then the whole parking lot, even then, is packed. It was amazing. Wall-to-wall people. And just to bring the whole thing down to a level like, what the hell am I doing spending my time here, even though I got this, was that I could have gone at any show during the year and any time during the day and seen the same stuff, and in fact, sadly, the quality of things there seemed to be more flea market-ish than ever before. I don't know what that says about anything. That's just how it worked out. Okay, go on with the sharing of the records. It's Shades of Things to Come. The Jack Millman, his All-Stars, on Liberty, an early Liberty. I like the cover, the abstraction of the cover. So my record guy was there. I stopped at his booth, and fortunately he was there, and he had a couple of things for me. All right, that was one of them. Reasonably priced, I think. Nothing, no steal. All right, these off the internet. It's Maria Jesus Vasquez. It's a terrific photograph on the cover. They just went outside their condo and stood in by some flowers, that's rose bushes that should have been trimmed at some point for their cover photograph. All right, speaking of folks that just went outside into nature's it's the Vigi Larrys. The Vigi Larrys. All right. See, their records are still stuck in the back, so I don't even know. Pittsburgh. It's Pennsylvania. All right. Great photograph. Also from somewhere, lost. I can't read the damn thing. Lost Brie Bones. What the hell ever that is. Dynaflex. What? RCA Records. Distributed where? I don't know. What the hell? Anyway, it's kind of an op art, whatever, mod. Go on. There you go. We'll save that one to last. All right. Also from the record guy at the Burlington shows, Pete Rugolo and his orchestra, 10 saxophones and 2 basses. Basses? Saxophones. There's the 10 saxophones and 2 basses. That could be interesting. 2 funky basses. That's one of the tracks. I don't know if I'll feature that or not. Well, I left for last the two terrific covers, and this one I'm going to hold up. Actually, there's MP3s on Amazon. I listened to some samples. It sounded pretty darn good. But the album was reasonably priced. It's a terrific cover, so I picked it up. It's called Solinda Silvia de Grace. And last but not least, it's an unbelievably bizarre cover. Fernando Leiva canta Y Conquista el Mundo. Check it out. He's holding up like a ball or something. He got a nice shiny, like a copper-colored lame jacket, and a little princess with the weird crown standing on the rock. And he's holding up this round thing, and in the background there's somebody sitting at a bench. They didn't even get this person the hell off the bench. Like, what the hell? Why? Why weren't they watching that thing? And there's a car speeding by. See, they shot it, and the car is in motion. So they were like, stand still, okay, and the car goes through, and they used it. It's surreal. That's what it is. Probably not. Oh my God. Sorry about that underpants, Pat. You wanted to go into the future today. Oh, no, I didn't get to go in the future. Damn right, me too. Dirk Dirksen of the Royal British Lancers wanted to go into the future too. Well, actually, if you went into the future, then you would end up with me, because I was born in the future after you, Dirk Dixon, the Royal Lancers. Well, I don't know about that, because I was actually manufactured probably about the same time that you were manufactured, but they just stuck me in these British Royal Lancers outfit right here. So we are... It's hard to... Oh, man. It's hard to know who comes from the future and who doesn't. That's mixed up time. Did you hear that a weasel got into the super collider there, I think in France, and the weasel broke the super collider? Oh my God, no, I didn't hear that. That's why we can't time travel today, because of that weasel problem that they got up there, the France super collider. Yeah, I don't like to go to France anyway, because I live in Britain. I don't mind going to France, except for what happened to them during World War II was kind of embarrassing. Well, we won't talk about that. That's right, because you escaped Europe from Dunkirk during... That was World War II. We're talking about World War I here. Everybody was fighting and dying just the way they should. Oh, that's right. Oh, see, the future is... history is so complicated that it's not worth discussing, okay?
Como caimito recién cortado, tus ojos son cosa linda. Y cuando corres por los maizales, qué bien te ves, cosa linda. Palmera que mira el sol, eso eres tú. Pimienta, canela y miel, todo tienes tú. Sabor de fruta madura, olor a flores silvestres, vino de palma que ajuma, eso eres tú, cosa linda. La brisa juega en tu pelo y tu vestido dibuja el sonrojo de tu cuerpo en sazón, cosa linda. Como caimito recién cortado, tus ojos son cosa linda. Y cuando corres por los maizales, qué bien te ves, cosa linda. Palmera que mira el sol, eso eres tú. Pimienta, canela y miel, lo tienes tú. Sabor de fruta madura, olor a flores silvestres, vino de palma que juma, eso eres tú, cosa linda. La brisa juega en tu pelo y tu vestido dibuja el sonrojo de tu cuerpo en sazón, cosa linda. El sol ya se está poniendo y yo voy a ti, cosa linda. Ya ves que está anocheciendo y yo voy a ti, cosa linda. Ya casi que estoy llegando, espérame, cosa linda.